Welcome in everyone, how you guys doing? If you guys are out there, please subscribe to the channel, like and share the content, but most importantly, welcome. You can be elsewhere, but you're here with me right now. I had one of my boys message me to tell me, have you seen that Everybody Hates Vlad video that came out literally maybe about an hour ago? And I was like, what? Do they hate him more than they already do? But he told me that, hey, you should go and react to it because he's seen me reacting to videos like this. So I'm like, hey, why not? So we got here today DJ Vlad, the most hated interviewer in hip-hop. You know, I know a bit about Vlad because of his platform. I used to watch a lot of his interviews. And then I grew away from it because I found it became a platform that kind of promoted all the flaws in our culture. You know what I'm saying? It was a platform where a lot of youngsters did not realize what they say would come back to bite them. And he just glorified it. And even though you're an interviewer and you're just asking questions, it's down to that person to answer or not, which is very true. But these youngsters, let's just be real. They be on the gram, they be on TikTok, and they be boasting and showing off stuff that they've just done, knowing that they're going to get in trouble or go to jail. Because the in thing is making it go viral, regardless if you're caught in the act or whatever it is you're doing. So Vlad having a platform where these like-minded individuals like to make a name for themselves, wanting to trend and go viral, is a perfect place for those kind of individuals to go on and say everything. And those are the type of rappers, young men that he targets. That's the problem I have. He has a lot of other interviews, but mostly those kind of interviews. And that's the problem there, you know? But anyways, let's go, man. Enough of me talking.
Vlad, also known as Vlad TV, has been in hot water lately after some comments that he made during the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef. It all started when Vlad tweeted a, let's be honest, pretty dorky complaint when he said, Kendrick's Not Like Us needed a better mix. It takes away from the song. Then
Say what? He said what? Kendrick Not Like Us needed a better mix? Man, what's up? What better mix did he want? What, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? Is he talking about the beat? The instrumental? Has to be. Man, who better than to have than DJ Mustard on the fucking beat, producing it? Than somebody straight out of fucking LA, like I don't get it. No, that I think must say it's LA or Sac or Bay Area. I think it's Bay Area, so straight out of California. Yeah, let me not mix up, but
a woman by the name of Morgan Jenkins responded saying, you are white, this is a black folk affair.
Oh, shit. Oh, whoa. This is a black affair. Oh, days. She's literally saying, you culture vulture, bro. You and Drake kind of similar. You know what I'm saying? No, she ain't saying that. I'm just saying it because that's what Vlad has been accused of literally for the longest while I can remember. Yeah. But like, if you ain't have nothing positive to say about something, shut the fuck up. My mama used to say that. If you ain't got nothing good to say, shut the fuck up. I'm real talking, and a lot of people don't understand that. These trolls, these negative-minded people who wake up in the morning, decide to go to the fridge, open it, and just drink a fucking gallon of Haterade. They got the water right there, but they go and reach for the Haterade, because that's all their minds program. Yeah, if you don't have nothing good to say. Yeah, go on, Morgan Jenkins. So they were going back and forth. Don't try to change your words now. I'll be reaching out to Princeton about this on Monday. What? Oh, well, my contract has been completed. Thanks for trying to bully me out of a job for centering black people business because you got your feelings very... Oh, my God. Did Vlad fucking... Yo. Wait. So Princeton, in Princeton, the university, innit? No, time out.
He viewed back and forth for a while, with Vlad tagging Princeton, the school she worked at, insinuating that he was going to get her fired by contacting them. This
Yo! No, I ain't gonna, there's a long video though. Vlad tried to get, even insinuating it, or, yo, bro. You're making me not even want to watch none of your shit no more, bro. Are you for real?
upset a lot of people, so much so that Vlad tried to later apologize,
Fuck
but
that.
people weren't having it. Judging by all of the replies and the ratios, the general consensus was not in Vlad's favor. But this is far from Vlad's first controversy, and there is one big reason that everybody hates DJ Vlad. So let's check it out. If you don't know DJ Vlad, this is him.
You know, when you listen to your music, there's a lot of street stories.
Well, not that guy. The voice was DJ Vlad. That was the person he was interviewing. DJ Vlad is an interviewer and the owner of Vlad TV, a hip-hop media outlet. But he's actually been in the game for quite a while. Despite coming from Ukraine as a young kid, Vlad said that he was always drawn to hip-hop when he moved to the US. He said he felt like an outcast since he came to the US during the Cold War, and that hip-hop seemed like a place where outcasts could fit in.
You know, hip-hop was kind of like really like an outcast kind of culture during that time, and I just kind of got drawn to it, you know, between the music and the breakdancing.
That outcast kind
It
of.
just became my thing, and it just became a lifelong.
First,
Like outcast to who? Who are you speaking for? I mean, I can see both sides, as in into the broader picture of the music industry back then. Hip-hop had to break so many barriers to become a proper genre of music. You understand? So I could take it from that angle. But I know what angle he's saying, because he ain't gone in like, bro, I know, that kind of... Y'all let me know what you think here. You know what I mean?
First, Vlad started off getting really into breakdancing since he saw it on TV. Then he got into making beats. But he wasn't that good, so he started
Hip-hop,
DJing. After
breakdancing.
college, he launched his website, djvlad.com, and started posting his mixtapes on the internet. While making mixtapes, he made one with DJ Green Lantern and DJ Dirty Harry, and it was called Rap Phenomenon 2. And it was fairly popular. He also started selling hip-hop DVDs around this time as well. Vlad even directed a film called Ghost Ride the Whip, which featured people like Mac Dre, E40, MC Hammer, Sway, and many more. He also directed an episode of American Gangster called Romper Room Gang, which was an episode about bank robbers from the Bay Area. And Mac Dre was in it as well. It was actually pretty crazy because Vlad was doing so many different things trying to get his money. But in January of 2008, when YouTube was just in its infant stages, Vlad decided to pursue YouTube as they had just announced their partnership program.
Like, he loved that gangster lifestyle, that type or that part of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like he was drawn to the violent side. I ain't hearing about the other sides of hip hop. You know what I mean? Like, not impressed so far. Let's go.
Vlad had already been doing interviews with artists on his YouTube, but after seeing that he could make money from it, he went full steam ahead with his interviews. He was knocking out interviews with people like Busta Rhymes, Dipset, Akon, Plies, Lil Wayne, Big Boy, and more. Because of all of his industry connections from DJing, selling mixtapes, and all that other stuff, he was able to lock in some great interviews. He seemed like a guy who was truly passionate about hip-hop with all of his endeavors and collaborations. Vlad even said that his purpose in making interviews is to capture our era of music and solidify it in history.
You know, it's important. At one point, all of us are going to be gone. And what we're going to leave behind is these videos and these conversations and our thoughts. And I'm trying to capture a lot of that. This is really my bigger purpose.
And get a lot of people captured too.
How much money can I make right now? It's like, what am I actually capturing?
He had also clarified that he felt he was a guest in the House of Hip Hop since he's white.
I had done an interview years before.
Funny as well too, you put up Adam 22, the No Jumper. Like, I've seen a few of the No Jumper podcasts and the actual crew. Some of the guys there, yeah, they're solid. I do like when they be doing it, you know what I mean? The No Jumper, whatever. But Adam sometimes, I think he's just like another, yeah, he's another Vlad. You know, like I wouldn't even say he another Vlad. He's more of an instigator, and he loves to bring out the ratchetness out of people. Most of the people he be interviewing on his platform as rappers. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a Vlad, but then Adam blatantly tries to get you to snitch on yourself. He be asking you some dumb fucking questions that you don't ask people. You know what I'm saying? Oh, so I heard you were rapping about that body. Yeah, or did you ever get that, like, you know what I mean? And ones where you like, and I've seen clips, and that's why I don't really watch No Jumper with him. Rather watch it with a cast when it's just them. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what the other guy inside, what's his name? That Crip. Dude, I forgot his name. There's a few in there that's alright.
Where they asked me about white people's role in hip hop, and I said I consider myself a guest in the house of hip hop.
Oh wow.
Same way, I said I felt lucky that I could be doing hip hop as a job.
He's made it seem like he is in the hip hop space with the most honorable intentions.
That's a good answer.
But not everyone sees it that way, especially because of some incidents that have happened throughout his career. Vlad has actually been getting flack ever since he's gotten into the game. One of his first major controversies is when he started going hard with the interviews back in 2008. On August 15th of 2008, Vlad filed a $4 million lawsuit against Rick Ross, and he was claiming that Ricky Rose had some guys beat him up. Vlad's attorney, Brian Kaplan, said Rick Ross orchestrated a brutal attack upon DJ Vlad. I
swear he won that case.
In his direction by his accomplices, in retribution for media coverage of Rick Ross's prior life as a correctional officer. See, if you didn't know, Rick Ross used to be a correctional officer, and at the time he seemed to be pretty ashamed of it, which I actually did a whole video on if you want to check it out after this one. But yeah, I'm guessing Ricky was pretty upset that Vlad kept pressing him on that question in an interview, along with asking other rappers about it in interviews as well.
Trick Daddy recently accused you of working as a prison guard at one point, Rick. Is there any truth to that?
No, that's not true. That's crazy. It's not true, man, but, you know, dog a sucker, and he mad that, you know, I done came out of nowhere and just, you know, took over.
Yeah, Vlad got his ass beat by Ricky's henchmen with a cut that had him needing stitches below his eye, 3 facial fractures, a corneal abrasion, which I don't even know what that means, and nerve damage. But Vlad decided to sue him for $4 million, saying in the suit, the attack was launched by Ross in an attempt to stifle Vlad's journalistic reporting and freedom of expression. The suit also said that Ross painstakingly created his public persona to be that of a major drug dealer and gangster, but is in reality a former correctional officer. So Vlad suing someone in a hip-hop beef had to have upset someone.
But that was facts though. You know, and that's the only thing I'd say, you know what I mean? Like, you can't really fault anybody for the job they've had before hip-hop. You know where I'm coming from? You got a lot of people out there who are street motherfuckers, and they working in them kind of jobs because that's what puts the money on the table. That's what feeds the family. You know, that's some real gangster motherfuckers out there, and that's their shit. Don't take away nothing off this, you know what I'm saying? And they say like correctional officer, same as police. Well, I guess if you want to say that, but as I'm saying, like, but to lie about it is what got him in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Should have been a bit more smart about this. You know, anytime that's where the law works for people. You know, people can run their mouth, fuck up your credibility, etc. But the minute you put your hands on them, you know what I mean? The law's there to work in their favor. That's, you know, that's just the way the world works. So I guess after this happened, Rose should have already been, Rose should have already been expecting blowback. You know what I mean? Damn.
People, while others probably recognize that he's just an interviewer and isn't trying to fight people, like Angela Yee, who interviewed him right after. Although I am surprised he didn't bust out any of that Russian strength in his scuffle. And Vlad ended up eventually winning $300,000 in the lawsuit. And while this incident alone did not turn too many people away from Vlad, there were many more over the years.
$300,000 from $4 million.
For a long time, DJ Vlad was able to lock in some great interviews throughout his career with many great artists. He seemed to be well respected by people within the game, like his friendship with Lord Jamar, for example, or his frequent interviews with other artists. But over time, his controversies would add up, and the favor would seem to shift. In 2016, for example,
I find that so fucking ironic and hypocritical. Lord Jamar, you spent your whole fucking career trying to go at Eminem. Go at M, you know what I'm saying? Talking about he's a guest in hip hop, culture vulture, everything. This is what Lord Jamar kept going in the M, and then you're on Vlad's platform every minute. 'Cause I've seen a few Lord Jamar talking this shit, and it was on Vlad. Every minute. Like, bruv, you full of so much contradiction, yeah. So much fucking contradiction. Like,
DJ Vlad was involved in another major controversy. In March of 2016, rapper Bankroll Fresh was tragically shot and killed outside of a music studio. Shortly after this, DJ Vlad interviewed Bankroll's friend No Plug, in which he admitted some involvement in his friend's death.
So the shooting happened, you drove off,
Yeah.
you met with your lawyer, and then you turned yourself in?
Yeah. I went from around from that shit. Shit, I was whatever was gonna happen. I know I was ready for whatever situation. If I had to take the shit to trial, like my lawyer, he's the best lawyer in goddamn Atlanta, Georgia, man. You know what I'm saying? Ask Joseph, man. I love him to death. He made me comfortable with the situation, you know what I'm saying?
After this interview went up, Bankroll's uncle made a statement about how upset he was. He said, "You disrespectful culture vulture. I offered you to talk to my family when my nephew was first killed, but you gave this coward a forum. My nephew is dead and you're having a light-humored conversation with an alleged killer like it's just another interview." Eventually, the case was closed, with the police saying the entourage that No Plug was with shot back at Bankroll in self-defense. But the way in which Vlad interviewed the alleged killer was upsetting to some viewers. The interview also had comments like,
damn right. I mean, that's very insensitive. And it goes to what I said, like, your fam, you made a platform that targets this kind of behavior. And you're making money off of it. You're not trying to help put it back into the community, try to help to bring awareness, you know, educate the youngsters. Nothing, bruv. You just... Man went to fucking interview the guy who... Like, come on, man. Come on, man.
Officer Vlad reporting for duty, and this is some of Vlad's best police work. This got him promoted to detective. The Officer Vlad comments were nothing new, but incidents like this really had people thinking he was trying to get people in trouble with his interviews. And I will say, a lot of his interviews do kind of give off that police interview vibe, especially when he's asking all these questions about crime-related issues. A lot of other people were upset about this too, like Charlemagne the God, who, although he said he was friends with Vlad, thought that Vlad was just trying to make a quick buck off of Bankroll's death.
And I don't know him personally, but that stuff when he put old boy talking about murdering a kid, I was like, this is shit that don't need to be on.
There you go.
Like,
there you go.
After that,
and by the way, that led to real shit happening in Atlanta.
Yeah.
That I know of. So it's just like, no, I don't know of.
See, but that right there is my problem with Vlad. It leads to real shit happening, and then your disposition is very different.
Another person that DJ Vlad has had a pretty big beef with was Joe Budden. Vlad had a history of instigating issues between Joe Budden and others, like when he instigated the beef between rapper Ransom and Joe, which at some points even got physical.
So it was,
One viewer on Reddit,
hold up a second. Are you trying to tell me, is this after the beef? Did it start back again? Or the original Joe Budden and Ransom? Because Ransom was gold, man. Ransom could spit some bars, though. Joe Budden guys, but Ransom is, yeah. I'm old school, yeah. You trying to tell me it's Vlad that started that motherfucking beef between the two of them? Well, you know, I can't say that 'cause we got some good disses back and forth, but still, though, that's some fuckery.
Reddit said, Vlad is a leech. He even said at the time Joe was dissing Ransom, he didn't even know who Ransom was. So why would you contact a stranger over some beef unless you're looking to instigate? Vlad justifies it by trying to claim he's a news agency, but he knew it'd be a viral moment. It should always be fuck Vlad. Joe Budden even confronted Vlad on Shade 45 about how he conducts his channel.
You're much brighter than the people that are on Vlad TV. Much brighter. You're much brighter than Ransom and all the idiots that were on that video. You're much brighter than a lot of people I see on there. So you already know what you are doing when you put a camera in front of our Will and a few other places that capitalize off black niggas being ignorant. Will showcase it.
Okay.
No? So you're not to be held accountable for that?
Going forward, Vlad had brought up
Yo,
Joe.
That's one thing. Joe is very good at articulating himself on a microphone. I have to give him that. I've heard Joe in a few situations where they try to pressure him, and Joe is, yeah.
Which made many people think he had an agenda. Vlad even interviewed Joe's ex-girlfriend right after their breakup.
Messy.
He was basically
hell
begging
no.
for her to make Joe look.
Oh, hell no. No, it's beef. It's beef. It's beef. It's beef. Fuck that. Fuck that. Even more marks taken away here from her for showing up. What the fuck are you doing on the interview? So as much as I'm going at him, this was said, you know, even with the Vlad thing, I'm not just like, you know, all him. It takes two to tango. You decided to come on the interview. So it's both ways. But as I said, when you create a platform and you're paying these guys, because they're getting paid to come on here, damn right, it's money. She shouldn't be there. She shouldn't be there. She should have told Vlad to go fuck himself. Especially after everything that's going down with Ransom, Joe, Vlad. Come on, man.
Look bad.
Put hands on each other?
We had our moments, Vlad.
Really?
We had our moments, yeah. I'm not I wasn't an easy person to deal with, but we definitely had our moments.
You see what I'm saying?
So I mean, based on the answer,
we had our moments.
It got physical at a certain point.
You see what I'm saying? Motherfuckers police or something. Nah, bro. Nah, bro.
No, the police were called. You probably would have been trying to interview us. We had our moments.
But stuff got broken.
Bro, shut the fuck up.
We had our moments.
I mean, that clip was pretty rough, man. She clearly didn't want to talk about it, and Vlad was damn near on his knees begging for her to say something that would incriminate Joe. I mean, the police comments are there for a reason. And another big reason people call Vlad the police is because of an incident with Casanova 2 Times. Casanova 2 Times is an artist that Vlad has interviewed many times on his channel.
So, you go to prison.
You know something? Yeah, we gonna watch this. I thought this, you know. When Casanova got locked up, yeah, especially on the RICO, cause I like Casanova. I like the music he put out as well, to say what anybody wants, you know what I'm saying? When he got put back inside, I don't even know. Wasn't the first, but it did occur to me. I was like, bro, I wonder if because he was doing them Vlad interviews, you know. I remember thinking that thought. Like.
But you don't calm down. How many people did you cut in prison?
3 to 4. 3 to 4. That I got tickets on, like paperwork on.
But really, it's more.
Now, obviously, talking about crimes you have already served for is one thing, because you can't get into trouble for something you're already convicted for. But Vlad's saying, but really it's more, is where the problem comes in. Because Casanova is liable to get into trouble for saying anything he says he did that he hasn't been convicted of doing. And that seems to be what happened, as when Casanova was later indicted on RICO charges, his interview with Vlad seemed to be referenced in the report. It said, Senior has also personally committed acts of violence. In addition to his current open robbery charge, Senior has twice been convicted of robbery in the first degree. In public interviews, he has admitted to stabbing inmates while incarcerated on those charges. The article this is in also points out that the Casanova interview was literally titled, Casanova 2 Times on Stabbing 12 Inmates, Beating Cellmates, Doing 7.5 Years. So clearly this was alluding to Vlad's interview. Now obviously you can't put all of the blame on Vlad. The guys he interviews agree to talk to him, have full control over what they say, and should know better than to say something.
That's what I said, yeah.
But we've also seen Vlad pry throughout this video and put people in awkward situations. So there definitely could be some moral discrepancies. There are a lot of other people in the hip-hop community who have issues with Vlad for a variety of reasons. For example, he had issues with Durk because Lil Durk mentioned he was having a kid, but then asked Vlad to cut it from the interview because he would rather keep it private. Then Vlad released the interview as it is, which led to Durk dissing him in a song. Vlad also had a brief clash on Twitter with Vince Staples. He had a falling out with one of his seemingly good friends and OGs in the game, Lord Jamar.
Oh shit, I didn't want him asking every fucking person that he interviews. What do you think about what Lord Jamar said about Eminem? What do you think about what Lord Jamar said about white people against?
He had another Twitter feud with Eneli Chapa, making fun of him for saying he cured cancer, which honestly is probably deserved. But Vlad has had many feuds, beefs, controversies, and more throughout his entire career. If I went into every single one on this video, it'd probably be like 3 hours.
Damn.
But all of these have
that
stemmed
much
from
problems
one
for
main
real.
issue. The issue that has caused everybody to hate Vlad TV. The thing that has got Vlad in the most hot water is his interview style. And I'm not talking about the fact that his interviews feel like an awkward scene from a porn video. I'm talking about how Vlad tends to ask questions about very serious, controversial, and even legal issues in his videos quite often. And
things you should know to shut the fuck up about, things you should know not to ask. Well, if y'all ever been in a situation, you know, when you walk into a room and the vibes and energy is kind of heavy, without me having to say much, you know what I'm saying? And there's a bunch of people in that room. And you know, you could tell by the vibes, there's a time and place for everything. There's a time to shut the fuck up. There's a time to ask questions. And if you don't know the difference between the two, you shouldn't be in that fucking space or that room. You should have thought about that before you walk through that door. Because now you walk through that door, there ain't no leaving. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Vlad is very open about this. He says that he likes to talk about the serious big news rather than asking the lighthearted questions or doing promo.
I just always felt like these interviews were a lot of times more PR than they were real interviews. Like, I looked at 60 Minutes. Like, okay, a 60-minute interview changes legislation. That's what I was trying to accomplish. I wasn't trying to just talk about someone's new album and what kind of jewelry they got on. You know, even though we do cover that, it's like there's a bigger purpose. I'll have a conversation with them beforehand. I say, hey, you know,
Why have we been talking about their fucking jewelry? Let's talk about their album. End of.
About it? They're like, nah, I don't really want to fuck with it.
Talk about their album, their goals, aspirations, where they came from, you know what I mean, what they want to do, what they're doing with themselves in the community, etc. Awesome positive shit. But if I even talk about the jewelry, like, nobody want to hear that shit. Like, you're part of the problem.
So it's like, all right,
you and
we're gonna but it's also not going to be a cakewalk. You know, when you sit down with me, it's not just going to be, you know, all promo and, you know, like lighthearted. It's like, yo, when we sit down, you know, we're going to talk about the real shit, because if we don't, it's not going to get the views and the impact. It's going to be a waste of everyone's time.
Vlad has been pretty open about his objective.
All for the views.
He even mentioned one of the main reasons he decided.
If I even bring up for the views, you're not doing this out of the love of hip-hop, the love of the art, the industry. You're doing this for the money. So then when people say you are culture vulture and you a motherfucking police, man, they have every right to label you.
Like, to go this route in an interview with Adam 22.
I directed an episode of American Gangster, actually on Mac Dre and the Romper Room Gang. So I got to sort of put together this kind of a mini documentary on this artist with a serious criminal element to it. And, you know, it was such a dope piece when it came out.
Vlad wanted his show to focus more on the negative, hard-hitting side of rap, the beefs,
That's
the
what I'm
drama,
saying.
the legal issues, the crime, all of these
None
things.
of the positive.
And while negativity clearly sells, the problems people have with Vlad is the impact that he has on the community. When interviewing artists who have problems with one another, like we have seen in this video, Vlad has the power to instigate the beef even further. Vlad's platform has the power to indict people. And these are the issues that people have with him and his interview style. Journalist Miles Tanzer was spot on back in 2014, calling Vlad hip-hop's reigning beef maker. He continued in his article to talk about a Vlad conversation with Charlemagne the God, in which Vlad said, "Papoose called out Jay-Z for flinching during the fight with Solange. What do you think about that?" Miles said, It was the ultimate Vlad question, one that asked for comment about a beef between two rappers, and also just happens to implicitly weigh morals and masculinity.
Real
Is a man
talking,
wrong
like,
or
seriously?
right for remaining stone cold in the face of attack from a woman? The writer does a good job at covering how Vlad can ask such pointed questions that can cause controversy from the person he's talking to. Although Charlemagne in this instance is also
Trying
known
to stir
for his
beef
fair share of
with
controversy.
Papoose and
Rod
Jay-Z.
Digga brought up an important question to Vlad when it came to how he uses his platform to highlight negativity.
I have a slight
Rod
issue
Digga.
with the
Rah.
platform as a whole.
Real lyricist.
I feel like
Love fucking
it
Rod Digga.
perpetuates a lot of the nonsense that we are trying to put a halt to in hip-hop. The 2 times that I've been invited to Vlad in my career, the first time was after I made a diss track towards Tyler the Creator.
Okay.
I did come for that. I came for that.
Okay, I didn't do the interview though, did I?
No, you didn't do the
Okay,
interview.
yeah.
I did speak on that.
Okay, yeah, that's why I forgot. My bad. Yeah,
No, it's
you
cool.
You did come. My bad.
But the second time I was invited was after a little, thing went viral, some comments I made about Iggy Azalea.
She pointed out how she has only been invited twice to
For
be
beef.
interviewed after dealing with 2 negative incidents, but not once throughout her long career to talk about her successes or her
Yep.
career in general.
Yeah, he don't
And
care
this
about that.
situation isn't just applicable to her,
He don't give
but
a fuck.
many others. She essentially was accusing him of fueling the flames of drama, beef, and things
Yeah.
along those lines, rather than interviewing artists for their art. Of course, though, Vlad has denied most of these accusations. He did admit in response to Rod Digga that he looks at the numbers, sees what does well, and tries to make more interviews like that, which of course is understandable, but it doesn't always sit right with people.
If
He
he's
also
admitting
denied
to it.
ever asking about anyone's open cases, and referenced this in his interview with DaBaby.
Now, I know everyone's gonna want me to ask about the Walmart situation, but we actually looked into it, and we saw that it's still an open case. So therefore, I'm not gonna ask any
Okay,
questions.
you know better. A little baby ain't stupid. I've seen little baby in a few interviews. Little baby ain't going for that. And as well too, I guess, I don't mean to be funny. I know that this is not me trying to, get into the negative. But I'm sure little baby got a few of his boys in the background that we're not seeing. You know what I'm saying? And he's already been told to don't ask these questions. Right? Like, he should be like this. How come he ain't like this with every fucking body else he interviews? Go do some research, see if it's an open or shut case, know what you can and can't ask. Oh, come on, man.
About it whatsoever.
However, you can also compare that clip to the one with Casanova and see that regardless of whether or not there's an open case, the prying still happens. Not to mention the title of this video was Vlad brings up DaBaby killing a man at Walmart. It just made it seem like he brought it up just to say, see, I'm not that bad. I say all of this to say, despite Vlad denying most of these claims,
Clickbait, yeah.
the people have
Clickbaiting.
proof to back up most of what they say. And their issues with Vlad are understandable. But that leaves us with one more question. After Vlad's latest incident, will his career survive?
Okay, chapter 4, the end of DJ
Vlad's
Vlad.
latest incident was a pretty huge event on Twitter. After tweeting about the mix on Not Like Us, like I said, a Princeton professor responded saying, "You are white, this is a black folk affair." They went back and forth with Vlad saying, "Don't try and change your words now. I'll be reaching out to Princeton about this on Monday." After some more back and forth, Vlad said, "Good luck being a professor at Princeton again. I doubt the university supports their faculty telling non-black students to shut the fuck up about anything hip-hop related because of their skin color." They continued going back and forth, and Vlad later apologized, saying, "Since it's Monday, let me clear the air and state that I never had any intention of filing a complaint to Princeton."
What the fuck ever? It's only because the internet went crazy with it. You saw your subscription numbers go down. So people commenting, tagging you all over social media. You came and wrote this bullshit. Because if you never got that, you would have. Man, get the fuck out of here. You tried to get that woman fired for real, or was thinking about it. Nah, man.
Professor Morgan Jurgens
I ain't
saying
watching
that white
Vlad
people
interviews
aren't
no more.
allowed to comment on Kendrick Lamar's music. She trolled me and I trolled back. At the end of the day, it created an interesting discussion about race relations in America.
For the views,
I will
yeah.
be discussing it further in my future interviews. She responded saying, "A lie. He tagged my employer multiple times with the intention to professionally harm me. I didn't troll. I centered black people in a discussion on hip-hop and told him to stand down because it's not his space.
Yep.
He's backtracking because he miscalculated. By the way, stop contacting my family."
Hey.
Which I think is interesting to note because she made it seem like Vlad was so upset he was contacting her family, which if that's true, It's pretty crazy. Mark Lamont Hill also chimed in saying, "No, Vlad, this doesn't clear the air. You're literally arguing that you were weaponizing your power and privilege to threaten a black woman's job."
Yes,
This
especially
is
when it's so
Cameron shit.
hard
Vlad
out here,
responded
bro.
by making fun of him, to which Mark said, "These types of responses are why people don't think you move in good faith." This whole ordeal showed the majority of people siding with Mark and Morgan and arguing against Vlad, calling him all sorts of things like a culture vulture or a Karen, and the ratios make that pretty evident. And after the way he was acting on Twitter, I wouldn't be surprised if this controversy just added more fuel to the flames of the DJ Vlad hatred. This was such a huge deal that it even had people like Charlemagne and Andrew Schultz talking about it. So is Vlad TV really a Fed and a culture vulture, or has he earned his place in the game? Well, that's for the folks in the comments to decide.
What you
Regardless,
guys think?
I honestly and personally don't think incidents like this will ever stop his outlet. The content he makes isn't centered around him, and there's clearly an audience for these dramatic, instigative, and sometimes morbid interviews.
That's the problem.
And while that may not be the best, for now, that seems to be the world that we live in.
Unfortunately, I don't think he'll be finished, you know what I mean, because of this current stunt. As he said, you know, it's all for the views. He was trolling for the views. You know, I think it just wakes people up as to what kind of person he is. These kind of people, yeah, they're some of the worst of the worst, unfortunately. You know what I mean? As I said, 2024. A lot of truths are coming out this year, and we here for it. Guys, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you take the time out to watch me react to some of this stuff. Really do. Hit that subscribe, like, and share. It gets me in the algorithm. It really does help me out. If you know any other kind of topics, content you want me to react to, as I said, my boy messaged me and told me to jump on this. Sometimes I draw blank. Literally, what do I react to? Don't have a clue. So hit me up on Instagram, down in the comments. Let me know anything. Sometimes Insta is easier because something comes out. Somebody could just be like, yeah, check this out. And check out my playlist as well too. Join me up on Patreon. I'll be posting all my lives on Patreon. Don't post them on YouTube. It's Jar Herbs, Patreon. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, be safe, stay blessed.